Hello again, everybody. We're here today and we're going to do another mastercam tutorial. This time we're going to be drawing out a game. You may never have heard of it. According to this website, it is the best game you've never played. Probably some of you have played this, but it's called Crokinole. Now, Crokinole is a curling kind of game. You got to try and get it closest to the center. There's a few obstacles in the way, and it can be played by 2 or 4 players. Um, yeah, so let's get going on that. This is the game board here that you can see, and we're going to be today designing this circle part, and we're going to be utilizing our CNC router to cut these things out. So let's go from there, and we're going to open up a program called mastercam X9. So we've got that open now, and as that goes, you may have to agree to terms and conditions, all that kind of stuff. Now, the first thing you always want to do when you're using mastercam is go ahead and hit File, Save As, and we'll call it Crokinole. And make sure you save it in your My Documents or in your OneDrive. We'll just save it in there. We'll call it Crokinole. We'll go ahead and hit save. So now whenever we kind of get something done completely, we go ahead and hit the save button up here, and then we'll save all our work. Alright, so after that you have to set the machine type. So we're going to go machine type, router, and this is the machine we have. If you go to manage list and it's not there, you can add it, but there's quite a few here, but there are actually also quite a few available different kinds of machines, so depending on where you are. But you would select the machine you have. Here we have 2 Larkin cam tool routers, so we'll go ahead and select that. It's going to pop up on here. Now, Crokinole board. How big is a Crokinole board? Now, the biggest dimension on there is going to be 26 inches. So we're going to tell it our stock setup. We're going to go a little bit bigger, though. We're going to say 28 inches by 28 XY. And then our Z. The board is typically made out of 1/2 inch plywood. So we're going to make that 0.5. And I always check this here where it says display so that we will see these red outlines as to where our stock surface is. So we'll go ahead and click OK. That's going to pop up. We're going to zoom out using our mouse wheel, and we can use our arrows on our keyboard to center that. And there's our piece of stock. This is a flat looking straight on it. The real word is orthographic projection. If I hold down the middle mouse button, the wheel there, I can go ahead and rotate this, and you will see it will even show us what that thickness is. Okay. If you happen to do that by accident and that's not the way you want to look at it, because typically we want to look at it from the top view, we're going to go up here, and these are our top, front, side, and then this is an isometric view, more of a 3D view. But typically we're going to be doing it from the top view. You also want to go ahead and hit F9 on your keyboard. That's going to bring up the axes. It's going to bring up our X, which is along here. You can see down here, X is always horizontal, and Y is always going to be vertical. The Z depth is how deep we're going to route into that. So let's get started on this. We're going to design everything from the origin. So we have to draw some circles now. We're going to go create, and we're going to create an arc with a circle center point. We want to make a circle, and we're going to start from a center. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click in the center, and our first set of lines on that Crokinole board is going to be a 8-inch in diameter circle. So we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and draw that circle. Think where kind of where you think 8 inches will be. Now, when we go up here, there are 2 measurements. We're not done yet. This isn't quite finished yet. We're going to tell it that we want it to be 8 inches, or the radius would be 4. So our diameter is 8, the radius is 4. Don't forget, diameter is the distance across the circle. Radius is from the center to the edge. So they're related. The radius and the diameter are related. The diameter is 2 times the radius. Okay? So when you're talking about that, you have an idea. Now we're going to go ahead and click OK up here, and that is going to draw our first circle. Let's go ahead and do our next circle here, which is going to be 12 inches. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw that. We're going to go ahead and click here. Sorry, create arc, circle center point again, and we're going to draw that, and this time we're going to say 12. Okay. Great. We've got that going there. That's fantastic. Oh, guess what? I made a mistake. I read my drawing wrong. Well, that's going to happen. So what we're going to do is, and this is a good thing to know because we're all going to make mistakes, we can go edit, undo, and it's going to undo that last little bit there. This next circle actually needs to be 16 inches. So let's try that again. If you remember, create arc, circle center point, go to the origin, click out, approximate, and then you can type in here 16. You can see how accurate you could get. If this was a really important measurement, you could make it 16 and 1/8. You could make it, and it looks like it goes down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal points, which is extremely small. Okay, so we're going to type 16 in there, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now we've got that. Perfect. What's our next circle going to be? Our next circle is going to be 24. So again, create arc, circle center point, origin, out. Now, it's going to be a 12-inch radius circle. That means it's going to be a 24-inch circle. Here we go. We're starting to build our Crokinole board. Now, I've been going back and doing create circle center point every time. I can keep drawing multiple circles. I'm not done yet, but this one is. So now I can go back to the origin and I can draw another one. Now, the entire size of the Crokinole board is 26 inches. And this is where we're going to end up cutting this out. These other lines that we drew here already, those are just going to be engraved in so we can, for gameplay. This circle I'm drawing right now, which is going to be 26 in diameter or 13 in radius, this circle we will tell it to do something different and actually cut that shape out. Okay, now we go ahead, we're done drawing those circles for now, so let's go ahead and click OK. Now, is there anything else I want to do? Is there any other circles I need to draw? Yeah, I could, and I'm gonna do it on this one. I did one already where I've done this, but I actually used a drill to drill this center hole out for the let's go back to that for a second. Let's see. Yeah, see this middle part here? That's actually should be drilled down so the Crokinole disc can slide in there. That's an automatic 20 points. But let's just go back to it, and we're gonna do that there. So let's draw another circle, arc, circle center point again. Now I'm gonna just kind of do that. Now, how big is that circle? It's supposed to be 1 3/8. Now, this is in decimals. How am I going to do that? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up my calculator. Okay, I know it's going to be 1 inch. That's easy, but I need to know what 3/8 is, the percentage, the decimal of that is. If you remember back to all your math classes you've taken throughout all your years, to divide to get the decimal of a fraction, we go 3 divided by 8. So it's 3/8, 3 over 8. 3 divided by 8, that equals 0.375. So I know now that the diameter of this circle needs to be 1.375. I go ahead and click OK. And now we will be able to tell the router to route that pocket out at a certain depth. We'll get to that later though. That's it for this part of drawing circles. Step 2 will be dividing up those circles as to where the pins go and where the other lines go, and we're going to do some trimming of lines because we're going to draw them out and we're going to have to trim them. But we will do that in the next tutorial video. Make sure you save your work. Great, and we'll see you in the next one.